Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Proud Warriors of Kronos. I am, of course, Calibus Ran, aka Caliph, son of Kolar. And with me is Katala, and of course, we have the Marshal of Fasta Dakar, and our very special guest, Mr. Chester Tripp and his wife Leanne Tripp, who went recently on the Star Trek cruise. We had so much fun with them. We were hoping they would come back, and of course, they agreed to because that's why they're here. And now they're going to tell us about their journey on the ship and everything else, and maybe indulge us in some more stunt stories that they were involved in. So, guys, welcome back. I see you have the shirts.
Thank you.
Good, looking good.
Yeah.
So, tell us, how was the trip?
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it started out a little rough though. LA was like 48 degrees or something, windy and rainy. So.
This crazy day in LA. It's never like that. It never rained in Southern California. It was raining and it was cold.
But they say it pours though. Remember, it doesn't rain, it pours.
But
yeah, we had a lot of fun, met a lot. And I was really glad that Ira Stephen Bear, the writer, was a late add-on, and he's really the reason why it made it such a special trip, because he remembered, and I got a picture with him and stuff. We talked quite a bit. And who's the other guy that we talked to?
Doug.
Doug, yeah, what's Doug's last name? I am so sorry. That's not very nice.
Yeah, I know.
I worked with him on some movies in 1993, Magic Kid, and then again in Legion in 2017. I guess he's on one of the newer characters on one of the shows. What's he?
Yeah.
He's tall, skinny guy, blonde hair.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, we're not hearing you.
We don't hear you at all. We don't hear you.
Can hear you just fine.
We can hear you. We're muted.
Sorry,
yeah.
Doug Jones.
I hear you guys now. Yeah. Yeah, Doug Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. He was hugging everybody on the ship. He was a really sweet guy.
Yeah, Calibus is still muted. I can't hear Calibus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I often do that a lot.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's
Doug
why
Jones,
we call it pulling a Calibus.
He plays the second in command on
didn't
Discovery. Doug Jones.
Yeah, we didn't know we had worked together so much in the past. From 1993, we worked on Magic Kid together, and 2017 on Legion. And he gave us some bittersweet news. He was just coming out for a little thing he was doing as a mime, and he was canceled his part. So
on
Star Trek.
He plays Saru in Discovery.
Yeah.
And I guess they're canceling that part.
Yeah. So
and he just got in the news. Well, on the trip while he was on the cruise.
Yeah, right on the cruise, right before he came out for the show.
He shared it with the audience that he had just gotten canceled.
I can't imagine that. Being on that cruise, because we got
tough.
the news. Go ahead.
He was pretty emotional about it, yeah. But he mentioned he has a lot. He's turned down work in the past. Recently, this opens up more avenues for him to do other things. So, yeah. But we got to see, William Shatner, and we got to see everybody, pretty much everybody. So, and a lot of the people signed the back of the script 30 years later. I got the season ending script for DS9, the episode ending, season ending. What was that? What You Leave Behind?
Yeah.
What We Leave Behind. So I turned it over and had my wife write on the back 30 years later, and the actor signed it on the back. So,
nice.
Cool.
Man, nice.
I got a picture of Ira here. Ira, I don't know if you can even see. Let's see where would I have to hold that up to? I don't know if I can.
Hold on.
Can't even see that. Probably can't.
Yeah, the glare. We can make out two people in the glare.
Yeah, it's Ira Stephen Barron. I used to break down scripts with him at the I break down all the scripts, try to find stunts in there. So we had a good time. Then we'd have Andy Robinson was much on the the 11th floor.
Yeah.
But Andy was. Everybody's getting older. People don't hardly recognize each other 30 years later.
Wow.
But it was such a long. We had excursions. We had fun on the excursions, doing the four-wheeling and doing some other things that we did on excursions off the ship. But yeah, sometimes it's just a long, steady. The boat's rocking. The clothes hangers in the closets are banging each other, back and forth. It was a pretty rough ride for a while there. But it's a nice ship, though. Quite a lot to do on it. The dinners were nice. So.
I mean, meeting everyone again, you know, like you said, 30 years later, and meeting some of the new, obviously some of the new Discovery crew and everything else. And was there anyone there from like, I guess TNG or Picard?
Oh, Picard was there, wasn't he?
No.
I thought he was. No.
No, that's the other
No,
guy.
I guess
think
he wasn't.
From TNG,
Yeah.
actually.
There were a couple.
I think there were a couple of people because a lot of them talked about how they transitioned from TNG to like on to some of the other shows because there's a lot of what they call the hot seat, where one of the actors would sit down and question the other actor. So that's when Doug Jones was telling us about how he just got canceled, he was being questioned by Connor Trinneer, asking all these questions about his career and all this kind of stuff.
Called that In the Hot Seat with Connor Trinneer. Yeah. A little special they were doing like every night.
They had that, and they had little games that they had what was that, the match game. They did the match game with the celebrities being the contestants on the match game, and or the people in the box, whatever you call them.
Yeah. And I forget the name of that game.
Yeah, and different games.
They had karaoke and talent contests and stuff like that with the fans and the actors. And it was pretty cool. Who's the guy? Sarah, that guy that was going to sign my script. Sirach was there. So he's pretty cool. He's very open, comes out with everybody. Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, the last couple of days got pretty long. It's like getting ready to go back home,
Yeah. We had 2 days at sea coming back from Puerto Vallarta back to LA, and it was just 2 days at sea, and the weather wasn't all that good. So it was like too cold and windy to go up on the decks and do anything in the pools or anything like that. And so you were just kind of stuck with doing whatever you could find to do, in the other places on the ship other than outside. And of course they were still having different things with the celebrities and stuff that and people, they had sign-ups where people they had to pay extra to get like autographs and photo ops with the different celebrities and stuff like that.
Lucky most of the actors that remember me signed the script without having to get in line, so they were happy. Like a family reunion. Heck, we worked together for 7 years on and off, so.
Yeah. I figured they would have just went ahead and, bumped you up there. Come on up here. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you.
Most of them did. They were just like more than happy to sign the script for them. They'd signed it on the front. They were like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I'll sign it again, and so.
30 years later. Yeah. So kind of cool. The script got wet, though, and got really bummed. It was perfect condition, and it got wet from the rain in LA.
And our suitcases got soaked.
Suitcases were soaked, and the script got wet on the bottom.
We didn't think to put that in a plastic bag or whatever, and so it got a little bit wet, and so the pages got a little warped on the bottom.
Not perfect anymore. But. Still got
Doesn't
the
matter.
signature.
You
It
have
didn't
all
damage
those
any of the
signatures
signatures.
on there. Yeah, with all those
From 30
signatures
years
on there, it
ago.
won't even matter.
Yeah. Well, plus now on the back we put, the Star Trek cruise of 2023 and had several sign again on the back. So we say, well, this is wet and it got wet because it went on a cruise with these with the celebrities, and here's some more signatures.
Yeah,
it's
definitely one of a kind. Being the last script for DS9 and then having it signed 30 years later too. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
but it was fun. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot to do, just a lot of walking on the ship. Nobody was playing though. That kind of cheated me off. The poker table was empty. I kept going by and looking for some no limit Texas Hold'em, but they had one tournament. I missed it, and they never did it again. So I like to play poker.
So would you recommend the cruise?
Yeah. If you're especially anyone who's really into Star Trek and everything, most everybody there just had a great time, and they had the theme nights and stuff that were really fun. With the first night was a party. What was the name on that? I think it was Gorn's pajama party.
Yeah.
And then they had Nights on the Holodeck, which was like Renaissance type, medieval attire. They had the Captain's Ball, where you could dress. A lot of people dressed in like captain type attire. Other people, we just dressed in like semi-formal attire.
And they were very, very humorous. A lot, making jokes about the captain's balls and stuff like that. So they were pretty humorous people. There it was a lot of adult content.
Yeah. They had the Red Pub Crawl, where it was zombie night. Basically, it was all like it was a horror. Everything like it was Halloween night or something. No, we ended up skipping that one.
We did
because we had to get up early the next day for one of our tours off the ship, kind of early. So we decided not to stay because a lot of these things they did like at 10 o'clock at night, and we we gotta get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. We don't want to stay till midnight, and then I'd be tired. Have to get up at 7 to get off the ship at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
We went snorkeling and kayaking in Cabo, and I wanted some sushi, but I didn't see anything. So I saw this guy get off this boat carrying a fish about this big. And I made a joke. I said, "What are you doing with that fish?" He said, "Oh, I'm not real sure." I said, "Well, is there a place where we can cook it and get some sushi?" And he said, "Yeah, right around the corner. They'll cook it up for you. You got to pay them, and they'll make sushi for you." So we went with his fish and went and had margaritas, and they made us sushi with the fish that just came out of the ocean. So,
oh wow!
It was called a bonita. It was called a bonita fish. Beautiful. It said beautiful. So, and it was really good. It looked like a small tuna, and so they made us sushi, and they made it a tempura batter, sushi, and one other way, and brought margaritas and stuff. It was only $77 for 3 margaritas. I gave the guy a margarita, gave him some fish, and we had fish. So it was a pretty good deal. Yeah,
nice.
We had a good time.
Nice.
Then we went up over these huge drawbridge, and I got to go out and get in the water and dive off of a rock. I was going to go higher off of a 20 to 30 foot rock, but they were like, "No, get out from there." They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me dive high dive.
The fish thing was in Cabo San Lucas, and that's where we went kayaking and snorkeling, and then that was in Puerto Vallarta where we went on this ATV adventure, which was really fun. And the one we had scheduled for Mazatlan ended up getting canceled, so we just went down to the beach and hung out on the beach in Mazatlan. Actually, we went from there to check out this church that was supposed to be really pretty and everything, and ended up being during certain times, so we couldn't go inside and look pretty on the outside, but we didn't get to stay on the inside, and then ended up getting a little bit lost trying to find our way from there back to port. And we're in Mazatlan, where we've heard these stories about, the cartels, and Mazatlan's not real safe, and all this stuff.
I don't have this.
And we're like, oh, this is how it happens. This is how the Americans all of a sudden disappear.
Completely naked. They got the guns and we got nothing.
But luckily we found our way back to the port without encountering any problems.
Yeah, we started seeing gang writing everywhere on the walls. We're like, we're going the wrong way. So, but got pretty lucky. With what just went on in Mexico, we got pretty lucky, I guess. So.
Yeah, the day we returned is the day that people disappeared in a different part of Mexico.
But Chester, I guess once a stuntman, always a stuntman. You just wanted to keep going higher and dive off stuff, huh?
Well, yeah, I tried to climb up the side of the mountain to get to a higher area where I could dive into the small pool, and they were no, because I guess they're responsible for your safety. I tried to assure them that I can do this, and they were like, no. Yeah, they would only let you dive like a 15-foot dive, and this other thing was at least 30. So I thought it'd be kind of, but I did at least I did a backflip off of it. So, but no, it's fun. The water was really clean. It was really pretty. I just had to do it. Nice.
And then back on the ship, like I said, there was a zombie night, and then they had a Bajorian festival, gratitude festival the next night, and then the final night they had Q's costume party, and where everybody could dress. It didn't have to be Star Trek thing, just whatever you wanted to dress up as. So so there was this gamut of different costumes, and most everybody participated in all these different costume changes and stuff. So it was pretty fun to see the different costumes and the different.
Yeah, and one night the dance floor, this huge dance floor, you just couldn't move without bumping somebody. You just could not even hardly move left or right without bumping. It was so packed. Yeah, so packed. And so if you're a Star Trek fan, you love it. Even if you weren't, you'd probably love it. So it was just good time. Everybody was so nice. People were really nice to each other.
Yeah, and like I said, people decorate their doors and
doors.
their cabins. And some people really elaborate and go all out with.
They'll put candy on their door. And
have little giveaways and little tribbles being given away places and all sorts of.
Pins and badges on the doors. You can just take them. So. And they leave stuff on your door. And so the people were all pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're all pretty loving, caring people. That just want to have a good time. So.
Yeah, and most of the people on the ship probably did at least one signature and autograph thing, which they had to pay for and get in line. I think there were people that did several of them, and these were like depending on who you were getting your signature and autograph from, it was like roughly $50 for a signature and $50 for a photo op. So if you're doing both, it's $100, and if you did 4 celebrities, that's $400 on top of what you already paid for the cruise, and so it could get pretty expensive for some people. And I just said that was the average. If you wanted a photo op and signature from Shatner, it was like twice as much. So.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I paid like $135 or $140 for just a signature. You walked up to him and you see him. He gives you a brief little chit chat and he signs your book or whatever, and then But I couldn't imagine taking a picture with him after spending that much money on a whatchamacallit. I mean, he's one of my favorite captains. I love the man, but I like to eat when I go to a convention.
I know, huh? Yeah. I'd like to get 20 for my signature. I'd like to get $10 for my signature.
Right. Yeah, one of the we went to several of the different events held by the celebrities. One of the ones we went to was with Andy Robinson. He was doing monologues from his book, A Stitch in Time. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, or you haven't read it or whatever, go get it, pick it up, because he was doing parts of this book, and he's such a talented actor. It was just everybody was just being drawn in to what was going on, in the book and everything, just him reading these different parts of it.
That was really emotional.
And he almost started getting emotional, and I'm like...
He cried like 3 times through the whole thing, and he was getting angry and getting really into it, and you barely see him look down, and then he dropped a piece of paper that slid off the book, and he catches it and keeps talking and puts it back up and just doesn't miss a line or a beat and keeps his motion. Yeah, he's he's super talented guy.
It's kind of about a what character was he? A Kardashian.
Yeah, Kardashian.
Kardashian love story, kind of beyond, that continues like the Star Trek, but it's kind of goes, its own direction. And but it was really a touching, moving story. Just the little parts that he did for an hour, and I was like,
especially the way
that sounds like a great story.
Yeah, especially the way he did it.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's called A Stitch in Time.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a great book. Yeah, that's what he said. It's gotten pretty expensive.
Wow, $144. I should have just got a copy from him.
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure if you look for it a little bit more. I mean, I just pulled up the first thing that popped up for it.
Now he mentioned that it's gotten pretty high on the on online.
And he has nothing to do with that. He says he actually doesn't like that it's so high.
Yeah. He wants it at a more reasonable price so that everyone can get it and read it and enjoy it, kind of thing, and not be so high priced that if some people can't afford it. So.
Yeah, but he's a good guy. Yeah,
he was cool.
Yeah, I interrupted him at breakfast. He was getting a bunch of dessert cupcake kind of sweet stuff. I said I didn't know Kardashians ate dessert, and he was like, they do. He said they do. He said, but I bet the stunt doubles don't, do they? And I said, no, they don't.
As he waits for her to leave and then goes back over there and gets dessert.
Maybe. Yeah. No, I'm not much of a dessert guy, but yeah. But Andy's is just amazing.
I guess you can get it on Kindle for a lot cheaper now.
Yeah, you can get it on Kindle, but if you want the paperback edition on Amazon, it's $119. I'm pretty sure.
It's worth. I mean, even if you just get it on Kindle and listen to it on audiobooks or something.
Yeah,
it's really great story.
I definitely like to watch him doing it.
Yeah.
Especially being in person right there in the front row area, watching him do it was amazing. So,
man,
that was worth the cruise right there. That was really worth it. He was,
That and Doug Jones and how open and personable he was, and like just really friendly with everybody. He's one of those guys that Hollywood has definitely not gone to his head, and he's got a pretty good resume outside of Star Trek. Different things he's done, but he's just a regular guy and going around hugging everybody and all happy and how you doing,
And he got back to me on Facebook too, because I told him, I said, I didn't realize how much we'd worked together, and he got right back to me on Facebook Messenger. So it's pretty cool. But yeah. He hugs you in the hallways when he sees you. And on stage, he said, if you see me, he goes, don't treat me like a regular person. I want you to come up and give me a hug. I want you to. Yeah. So he said that on stage. Yeah. He said, that's what I want. I want hugs from you guys. Don't treat me like a star. Come give me a hug. It was pretty cool.
And now I feel bad. I really feel bad for him. Being there and then finding out that the show got canceled while he was on the cruise. Because his character was pretty good.
Such a good guy.
Yeah. His character was pretty good. He held up his end on Discovery. He really did. I liked his character.
Well, you never know how things could go if the fan base gets in and says, "What'd you do that for?" You never know. He might be went on vacation or something.
Or bringing back on some future episodes of new Star Trek or something.
Yeah. But all in all, it was a really good time. They had nice jacuzzis there and just a big swimming pool.
There was on one of those hot seat interviews with Ira, and we came up, sit in the front seats, and Ira got right up and shook his hand right there in front of me. He stood up and met him halfway, and right there in front of everybody, shaking it and giving him a hug.
Give me a hug,
everything. So
that was pretty cool. And people are like 300-400 people back behind me. Who's that guy who stands up, walks up, and give a hug to? It's kind of fun. But he's like that though. He's a great guy.
Yeah, Ira's was pretty just down to earth and and nice too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you. You guys make me want to book for next year.
Yeah, they're going to
Florida is where they start out at.
Leaving Port Canaveral, we're going to wow, some weird name. I'd have to look at it again. And Aruba.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
It starts with a C. It's a Caribbean, off that way.
It's well worth it though. If
But
you're Star Trek fans, it's just so much to do.
And they're projected. There's quite a bit if you go on the Star Trek cruise, and look for Cruise 7, and click on it, and they're what they call the crew. Is their slate of celebrities that they have tentatively booked for the cruise. Of course, that always could change by the time the cruise comes around, because just like they had a couple of people that they had booked that had to drop out at the last minute, either because they ended up getting a contract for a show that they had to go work, or they came down sick or whatever. So
wouldn't this be a boring podcast with just me sitting here? she remembers so much and remembers everything, and the things we did.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the celebrities that they go on like every single one of these cruises, or almost every one, and they've been on several of them, and they're going to be planning on going on the one next year. And then you had other people like Doug and Nicole, and there was somebody, Andy, and I think there was one other person that said this was their first Star Trek cruise.
Yeah, Ira was
Ira, Ira was and I think one other person. So there were several DS9 people who this was actually their first DS9 or Star Trek cruise. So we thought that was pretty cool, because it was our first Star Trek cruise. So, and but it doesn't look like some of those people aren't booked for next year as of right now anyway. So there's different people for next year. Maybe it's more of the Voyager and card cast or something.
So who's our new friend, Drakkar?
He's part of the House Rade, which is our Klingon sub house under the House of Martok. He helps me do all the other shows.
Yeah.
We have because we have multiple shows. We have the Star Wars show, Star Trek show, and then we do like the unboxings and stuff like that. But that's my road dog right there.
Yeah. I think I've seen him in Sturgis.
That could be possible.
Yeah, we were gonna go last year to the big bike rally in Sturgis, but just didn't work out. We're gonna do it someday here pretty soon.
I really want to. I'm glad you guys told me about the cruise, because now that kind of lights a fire under my butt, because I missed the Star Trek experience. So I missed that hotel. Katala got to go to the hotel.
Yeah.
But I think I really want to try the Star Trek cruise. And I was really interested in hearing how you guys, what your interaction was like, because it's been a long time since I've been on a boat.
It wasn't boring. It was very busy. They made it very busy. There was always something going on,
Yeah.
So.
Pretty much always something going on. And the celebrities would, walk around the ship just like everybody else. Like we ran into Terry at Starbucks.
Terry Farrell.
And talked to her for a minute at Starbucks, and we and Nana visitor. Same place, right? At Starbucks. so we like to visit Starbucks a lot, and apparently certain celebrities like Starbucks a lot. So
Terry
kept running into people there.
Terry was sweet. She was in a bit of a hurry, but Nana visitor just want to talk. She's sweet. She wasn't in a hurry. Yeah. But Doug Jones, I think, ended up being our favorite. Ira was always going to be my favorite because he's a good friend of mine for many years. But Andy Robinson and my wife's going after the kitty again because the kitty wants some screen time. Yeah, just let him come.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think the car's got his dog on his lap.
Yeah.
Nah, she finally got down. Thank God. And I don't have my parrot tonight, so we're good.
His debut here, his podcast debut.
He's a natural born killer, that cat. But no, so we had a good time. Everything went well. That at nighttime I couldn't sleep because I'm real defensive and I want to be able to save as many people as I can. So when the boat's rocking, I stayed up just waiting to get us to the lifeboats. Like thinking like that, thinking that kind of thought. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? Which way should I go? So I missed a lot of sleep, but yeah. And we went tasting tequila after the 4-wheel run in Mexico. We get to the top of the hill and they pass out tequila and shots and stuff. It was pretty cool. And make it right there at that place. Oh, you got that spread.
Yeah. Oh, we got some of the stuff that we brought back from the cruise. So, like every day, they would bring you the daily activities for the day. That would gives you the whole schedule of what's going on that day, and the operation of the different times and stuff of the different restaurants and stuff like that. So so we got day 1 all the way through day 7 of those, and this is the lineup for the next cruise.
Oh wow!
Planning on having on the cruise 7.
How much you?
It says February 22nd through 29th, 2024, Port Canaveral, Caraco. I guess that's how you say that in Aruba.
Caraco, yeah.
Are the ports of call. But yeah, LeVar Burton. That's one that was on this cruise.
Yeah,
because he worked with LeVar Burton, so it's too bad he wasn't on the one that we were.
LeVar and I got pretty close on DS9 when he was directing. So I'm looking.
How was he as a director?
Very good. He's very nice as a director. Yeah, there was a tough situation where we got to kill 3 guys at this one scene, so I set it all up and did it my way. I thought should be done. Well, when he came up, he goes, "Come here, Chester," and I showed him and told him what I thought, and he goes, "Is that the way you see it?" And I said, "Yeah, LeVar, that's the way I see it." He goes, "Can we do it another way?" I said, "I don't think so. I think this is the way it has to be done." And he said, "Okay, well, let's do one." So we did the first scene, got it in one take. He said, "Cut, print, that's it." And he moved on. He goes, "Good call, Chester." So I was like, "Oh, God." Thanks. Because he can get. If it doesn't go well, he will get. He gets it the way he wants. So that's the script. Remember that the DS9 season ending, episode ending, and then now we got 30 years later on the back, signed by the actors. 30 years later.
Look at that!
Wow,
man.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of the main reasons for going to get that signed 30 years later.
Yeah, I'll give you this whole booklet. Star Trek, the cruise, and it has all this information about, again, schedule for each day and different things about the activities and all sorts of this, the actors that are on the ship, and so it's got a lot of they give you a lot of stuff to take home, so it's kind of you get to take home
a lot of stuff.
Knock it off.
There's a show over there.
Oh, there you go.
What kind of dog is that?
She is a Pomchi. She was the run of the litter, and she was about the size of a Bic lighter when we got her.
Wow.
And now she's a whole 2 pounds.
Wow. How old is she?
She's 5.
5 years old and only 2 pounds? Wow.
Yep. She's a forever puppy.
Yeah, yeah. She's a sweetie.
Oh, you little brat.
Our cat is only 7 months and weighs 10 pounds already. It's gonna be a big kitty. I don't really know what else to tell you.
You made my night. Look now, I'm actually looking into. I want to get on that cruise now.
Yeah, on the back of this paper, about the next cruise, they do give you the prices, which
oh, nice.
It's not cheap. So starts for a basic interior room at around 2,100 and goes all the way up to 8,400.
Wow.
8,400.
Yeah. Plus they charge you additional like $350 to $400 on top of that for taxes. Yeah. It's not cheap, especially if you go all out and get that royal balcony for $8,400.
Yeah. A lot of people put this on they buy the cruise and they put it on a card thing.
Yeah,
they pay so much a month.
They'll let you go on a payment,
Yeah. A lot of people are doing that.
It's like anywhere from $400 to $600 deposit, and then you can go on a payment plan, 0% interest, up until a certain time when it's got to be paid off full, to make it a little bit easier for people that pay for it.
I just got back too, and I found out that we're doing a movie in New Jersey in 3 weeks where they're gonna set my son on fire. We're gonna set him on fire. He falls into a bonfire and catches on fire, and gets beat up, thrown into a bonfire. So that's gonna be pretty cool. A little scary, and I'm sure the bonfire is gonna be a bonfire. So a little scary, but yeah, can't breathe, can't take a breath, and close your eyes and get the hell out of there as quick as you can. So, but he's all ready for it. He's been on fire before, and fully on fire. At 16, he came up to me, Dad, can you set me on fire for my birthday? I'm like, hell no, yeah. And his friends wanted to see him on fire, and I don't mind setting people on fire I don't know on a movie set. That's one thing, and I've done it many times. But my own son, you know what I mean? It's like, movie set, we'll wear 2 or 3 layers of protective gear, and I put 5 layers on him, 5 layers that had to go through. Plus, I had him jump in a swimming pool, so he would be out, quickly. So
yeah,
but yeah, he did it, and all his friends, like 30 friends, were there just screaming and cheering. And when I lit him up, they were big old fire. Yeah, I lit my daughter up too, So I go down to the store and I buy some gasket cement and some stuff. And the guy at the store says, well, what are you doing today, Chester? Anything exciting? I said, well, I'm going to light my daughter on fire today, if you really want to know. And the people behind me in line were going, that's not even funny. And I said, well, it's the truth. He asked me what I'm doing. And, and then he's a stuntman. He's a stuntman. But they were like, oh, my God, that's just not funny. So, but people are, But so I lit my daughter on fire. She did a good job. It made the paper. They put her picture in the paper, and my son Connor's picture in the paper of him on fire. So it was pretty cool. That's what they want to do.
Your whole family are stunt people.
Yeah. Leanne, they're trying to find a part for her, for Leanne, for a principal part with a couple of lines of dialogue. Because we own the movie and own the rights to the movie, so the writer is going to write her in a part like he did Connor for the bonfire. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's a pretty cool,
look,
little thing.
We're going after you do that, would you guys come back and talk to us about that?
It won't be about Star Trek.
Yeah, it's on Star Trek.
No, it doesn't have to be. Look, we're under the Cosmic Portal umbrella, so it's under fandom. And believe me, after talking with you the first time, we've had another stuntman on, but I mean, I love you guys' stories. And it just gives me a whole new respect, because my favorite show right now is The Mandalorian. And every time that I see him do something physical, I'm like, that's a stuntman. That's, you know what I mean? Because you guys, like the Fall Guy said, you guys make the stars look so great.
Yeah,
we fall in love with that action that they're doing, and it's not really them; it's you guys.
You know, the great thing about Doug Jones too, he was thank God for my stunt man because he gets his butt kicked, and I don't do any of that stuff, and giving a stunt man big props for a lot of other actors. They'll say, and I've been on set when they wouldn't even jump off a 2-foot ledge. I won't even name some of these actors that you would think were huge that have it in their contract that they can't go any higher than 3 feet off the ground. And you see them flying through the air and doing these stunts, all green screen CGI. And their stuntmen's doing all the hard crashing car hit stuff. And they say they do it. They say they're the ones doing it. I'm on set watching these stunt guys get busted up bad enough that they got to go to the hospital and get another stunt guy in there to finish the show. So, but then these actors are saying they're the ones doing all their stunts. It's not true, you know. Now Harrison Ford was a hell of a stunt man, for real. He had a stunt double that was a hell of a stunt double, you know. But he did a lot of his own stunts. Harrison did. So. Tom Cruise too. Tom Cruise is great. I met Tom Cruise early on and told him I wanted to be a stunt man. He goes, and he just grabbed me, right? And he pulled me in right close. He goes, you live it, you breathe it, you think about it every day, you never forget it, you go after it. He's like right in my face, just got a hold of me, you know. And he goes, you understand? And I'm like, okay, you know. This was on Born on the 4th of July. Born on the 4th of July, and now you see Tom Cruise doing all these stunt stuff like that.
Yeah,
so it was pretty cool. And funny, I saw him maybe 15 years later. I was working on Star Trek at Paramount Pictures. He walks by going to a big silver Mercedes Benz. He takes a double look at me, and then he goes, Chester. And I go, hey, Tom. He goes, did you make it? I said, yeah, I'm doing stunts on Star Trek. He goes, I told you, man, just live it, dream it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. He was way across the stage and way across over there, and we didn't get a chance to see each other, you know, as far as shaking hands or whatever. But he remembered my name. It was pretty darn cool that he remembered that and said, I told you, just live it, breathe it, eat it, you know, just, you know, dream about it, never forget, you know. So it was pretty cool. So Tom Cruise lit that fire in me a long time ago. And now he's doing some of the biggest stunts you see. He's doing like his own stunts. Tom does,
yeah. A lot of those things like Mission Impossible and stuff like that. I, you know, like in that tower in Dubai when he was.
Yeah, he's got big ones. You know, he does. Yes, a lot of people wouldn't think it, but it's true. But plus, he trusts his crew. He trusts his riggers. And anything can happen. That's the scary thing about stunts. When you're on a wire, when you're an 1/8-inch wire that'll handle 300 pounds and you're 180, you're thinking, well, and you're flying through the air and you're 100 feet off the ground. You just keep thinking about this little wire. It might have a little twinge in it. It might have a little tear in one of the strands, you know. Little things that get in your head. You got to get them out of your head real quick and just forget about it so you can do your action. And it's not easy. It's pretty, it gets to you, you know. My cortisol level, I had blood tests done. My cortisol level is through the roof. And they're wondering why. And I'm like, because my stress level is through the roof all the time. So my cortisol level is always way, way high when I have my blood test done. They're like, you need to get that down. Well, it's kind of hard to get it down when you live like that, you know. So,
yeah.
And I try to relax, but sometimes I can't even eat. Like before a show, if I know that this might be my last day, I see my family. I have a hard time eating, you know, or my stomach just won't let me eat. You know, I just drink water or Gatorade or something. Because sometimes you go to work one way, and if you get to go home, it's a bonus. So I've had many friends that didn't get to go home, you know. So you know, we won't talk about that too much, but it happens. So anyway, on to bigger, brighter stories.
Well, look, I just, you know, after you guys do your movie, I want you to come back. Katala, did you want to say something?
No, just glad that they're there. We've got them.
Yeah, we're doing this movie. We're doing this movie. We might not be moving you now.
Well, we can move before or after the movie.
Yeah.
I'm shrinking things.
I wish I could show you my truck right now. It's up on blocks with one wheel way up in the air, and I'm doing the back half of the transmission myself. So
Wow.
been working on it for about a week now. So
I've got a 2 to 4
and
month
so fun.
window to get things moved. So
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
look
see how it
again.
goes.
Chester and Leanne, we love both having you both here on the show, and you know, we have, like I said, we have the Cosmic Portal, and we can talk about all the stunts, how the stunts went, and everything else. Because again, talking with you greatly made me appreciate when I watch TV. And like I said, like I said, my favorite show right now is The Mandalorian, and then when I see all that stuff, I'm like, stuntman. You know what I mean? I can appreciate what you guys do. I really can. And there's, like I said, there's just no way I could do.
If it wasn't for stuntmen and stunt women, it'd all be love stories, right? Soap operas.
So
you get tired of that, but
yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to have all that action, man. I mean, even with Picard, I was watching Worf with the sword and cutting stuff down, and I'm like, I know that's a stunt man. I know that's a stunt, you know what I mean? Because it was done so clean, and you know what I mean. But it's a greater
we work with the actors. Like with these actors that we'll be hiring, they're going to hire me to go up there for 1 month and train them how to use how to do the hand-to-hand fighting with this martial arts stuff, that this new martial arts my friend is going to teach me, and then we're going to teach these young kids and my son how to do these martial arts for a month. So don't be too surprised if that might have been a Worf at some of it, and then some of it is not him. But some of those scenes, they'll cut to Worf, and then they'll cut away to the double, and then back to Worf again. So but he's well trained, and believe me, we spent a lot of time training the actors how to use the weapons and make it look good. Because the actor's the best double he can be, because he's him. So we don't want to use the stunt double unless we have to. So, but anyway.
Look, I definitely appreciate you guys coming on. I'm sorry about the shirt mix-up. That was on my end. I heard one thing and was just like, okay, done. So I apologize.
Tell us that she's already ordered some more for us.
Once I put them on, I realized it worked out better.
He likes his shirts. He likes what do you call you got this on over your other shirt.
Yeah, I got it. It goes down.
Fitting, like the compression type shirts.
Yeah.
more like that.
Yeah, he likes his shirts. He likes to show off his muscles,
I've got them sent. I took care of it this morning.
So we got the right shirts coming out to you.
Yes. Both blue.
Thank you.
Both in blue.
And again, I apologize because I heard something and I went with it. And I was like, all right, done. And I was a little upset that I was like, man, I can't believe I ordered the wrong sizes. But I apologize. And I really want you to come back. I love having you two on the show. You guys just, I love watching the action movies now, because now I'm like, looking for that stunt double. You know what I mean? I'm looking for that action scene.
My football coach called me yesterday, and we went to a wild game party where we have bear, elk, rabbit, pheasant, everything. It's a wild game party right before the Super Bowl. So I was sitting on the couch, and he told one of his buddies, he goes, "Hey, this is my friend Chester. He's a stunt man in the movies." And the guy said right away, "Bullshit." And I was like, "What?" And Moon said, "No." My coach said, "No, really, he is." He goes, "Bullshit." Moon walked out of the room. So he sending him all my IMDb stuff and the pictures. He goes, "Oh, that really was the guy." He goes, "You bullshit me so much, I didn't know." But anyway, so he called me yesterday, and he goes, "Chester, I didn't know you were in General's Daughter, and with John Travolta." I said, "Yeah, it was." So he looks at all the credits like you now in the movies. He looks at all the credits and sees if he can see my name, So he called me yesterday. He goes, "You were in General's Daughter," So they hired me originally to do the rape scene with the woman, the rape scene, and I couldn't do it just because of some past stuff in my life with my mom that went on with my dad. So I couldn't do the rape scene. I explained to him there's no possible way I could do that. So I'm in the rape scene, but I'm not the guy that's doing the action. I'm the guy. I'm just raising my weapon with the other soldiers, like, yeah, go ahead, which was bad enough, but they wanted me there for that. And I also hit him in the face with a shovel when I steal his tapes out of his room. I'm the masked man that hits him in the face with a shovel, because we tried for an hour to hit him on 3. 1, 2, 3, but he'd go on 2 because he didn't want to get hit in the face with a shovel. Travolta. I said, John, I'm this far away, dude. I promise you, I'm not going to hit you. The camera's over my shoulder. And okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, and he'd leave. So we got together at lunch, and we thought, what are we going to do? We're going to hit him on 2. We're going to say we're going to go on 3, and we're going to hit him on like 1.5 to 2, right? So it's okay, John, again. Try to hold still. We're going on 3. 1, 2, 3. So we got a good shot on him, and he was like, he was sweating. He was like, you got it. But we had to do it because he kept bailing on us, and they wanted Travolta's face for that shot. So yeah. Anyways,
oh man.
Sometimes you gotta trick them.
Again, Chester and Leanne, thank you for showing up. Please come back. I'm gonna keep Katala talking to you guys. So as soon as that's over and you guys can talk about what you did, I want you to come back, please. We'll be on the Cosmic Portal, so you can wear any shirt that you want to wear. It's not a Klingon thing; it's a fandom thing. So, and we want to hear about what you guys are up to.
Okay, no problem.
Please.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, and with that, I'll just say thank you, good night, and kapla.
You're welcome. Kapla.
Kapla.